horns are on. If you don't know what that means, then you might want to watch my other video reacting to the Evil Autism subreddit, but we're gonna dive into it again today. First one, the biblical Jesus was autistic. Think about it. Rigid, inflexible beliefs. Everyone who doesn't agree with me is going to suffer eternal punishment. Meltdowns, the temple incident, and the cursing of the fig tree. I always mention the fig tree whenever anyone's like, Jesus was nice, Jesus was peaceful. I'm like, not if you were a fig tree. That poor fig tree that lives rent-free in my mind. No hate to anyone who's religious. This subreddit can be a little bit edgy sometimes. Everyone is welcome here. Defiance of social norms, teaching at the temple as a boy, communication difficulties, his followers constantly not understanding what he's saying. Are the historical Jesus and the biblical Jesus the same thing? Absolutely not. But the biblical Jesus being an autist is a hill I will die on. Jesus was autistic. I mean, like, sense of justice might come in as well, maybe a little bit, good sense of, like, right or wrong. Defying social norms in terms of, like, associating with people that other people typically wouldn't have associated with. You know what? I can get behind it. I can get behind this theory. What are the comments? Lol, I mean, he died on that hill too. No, this is too much. Tell this to the Christian parents that want to cure their autistic kids. Always remember, an autistic man died for your sins. An autistic man died for your sins. I can't. I did actually have a comment on my videos a while ago, probably very close to when I started my channel, about someone whose parents were very religious and had actually tried to cure their child's autism and things. And yeah, scary stuff. That's the biblical God. Jesus is the cool son who uses weed. It's not just because of his hair. Jesus is the rebellious hippie child of his mentally disturbed father, Yahweh. Also explains this ancient piece of art. He's cancelling headphones in his fidget. Go Jesus! I love it. You stim freely. I made a video recently about how, like, not stimming is pretty dangerous for your mental health. So you know what, Jesus? You stim away. We are fully in support of your stimming. How did autistic people used to stim back in ancient times? Like, what sort of tools would we have used? What would we have done? Probably a lot of us would have masked hell for fear of being burnt as witches or exiled from the community. Face also screams, I've had it with this bullshit. It does. He is so, like, zoned out, thinking deeply about his special interests. You can see it in his eyes. You see the distinct avoidance of eye contact. Someone said, oh my gosh, I love it. Also seems to have a special interest in turning water to wine. He forgot to eat for 40 days and nights because he was so obsessed with his special interest, praying and being holy. That was Jesus at his most relatable. What have I eaten today? I did have a cup of tea. I made myself a cup of rooibos tea and I had a singular marshmallow, and it is currently 10 to 3 p.m. I am winning. I have had something. It hasn't been 40 days and nights. I was raised Catholic, so obviously I'm agnostic now, obviously. I was atheist for years because my mom put us in a weird evangelical charismatic cult, but I go to Orthodox church now. I believe Jesus was right, but I figured there isn't a way for me to show it unless I become a Christian. Now, there are things I do not favor about the institution, mainly LGBTQ issues and rigid, outdated beliefs that haven't been taught by Jesus himself. But I hold out hope that at least some older forms of Christianity will become more aligned with Jesus' teaching and less with flawed beliefs from some early church fathers. And then someone else replied, holy shit, I'm also Autistic. We have a high number of autistic converts. Yes, I explained to my priest after I was diagnosed that it all made sense because I went to Catholic school as a child and I liked all of the rules and structure that was provided. Yeah, I guess it does make sense that some autistic people might be drawn to religion and having these, like, boundaries, these rules by which to live your life by. That kind of makes sense. I mean, not that veganism is a religion, it isn't a religion, but, like, I've been vegan for a long time, about 13 years now. I think to some extent we kind of like, even me, a PDA, I still kind of like having these rules that I follow, this kind of thing that I can control about my life sort of thing. helps to ease anxiety. There are a lot of atheist autistic people, but also I see a lot of religious autistic people. I still feel like I'm atheist at this point until there's further evidence, but I enjoy learning about religions. I feel like I'm maybe a bit less closed off to it than I used to be. Comment below, do you think Jesus was autistic? I want to know your thoughts. Maybe I need to do a reaction video to the Bible. How autistic was Jesus? Oh no, the next one. People who enjoy raw tomatoes are lying. All these motherfucks telling me they just love tomato slices are bullshitting me. There is no way people just be sitting there going, oh, how delicious. This decay flavor, floppy ass ring filled with mucus and seeds. So good. They're so bad. I hate raw tomatoes. I hate raw tomatoes. I hate raw tomatoes. There's been a lot of hate on my Discord server for cherry tomatoes. We have a section called Food Heaven and Hell where we talk a lot about foods we don't like, and then there's also a vegan section as well, which I am usually lurking in, ready to post vegan donuts at any given moment. But yes, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. My sister-in-law agrees that tomatoes, like raw tomatoes, smell bad. They taste bad. Ooh, they're just bad. When it's cooked, it's okay. Like, I'll have ketchup and things like that as well. It's okay. A tomato sauce on a pasta, it's okay. But, raw tomatoes, no. Have to remove them from the burger. I like, if you order at McDonald's now, because they have the vegan plant burger, you can remove the tomatoes on the screens without having to communicate with people. That's good. The last time I did that, they also removed my ketchup as well. I was like, different thing, but okay. And they also only gave me a single patty when I ordered a double. So actually that's just reminded me I need to send a strongly worded complaint about that. Just admit they're trash until they're processed somehow. Lewis loves them. Though he won't eat a soggy tomato that I've pulled from my burger. He'll only eat his own one on his burger. He won't like put on an extra one or just eat mine on its own. So he can't think they're that good, can he? Like, yeah, maybe he is lying. I fucking hate raw tomatoes and don't trust anyone who says they do. Sometimes I just want to taste things through someone else's taste buds and someone else's texture experience. What happens when you put that in your mouth? Because it doesn't seem to be what happens to me when I put that in my mouth. Okay, end of rant. Update, fellow tomato haters, go to the subsequent tomato loving posts and tell them they're wrong with 3 devil emojis. Update 2, dearest hand flapping anti-toms and pro-toms. I would never have expected this little rant to blow up like this, but I'm amused that it has, and that there is now a counterpart pro-tomato argument. But over 36 years, I have felt like an outcast, and like there's an invisible wall between me and everyone else that keeps me from truly connecting with others. I have questioned myself as to what's wrong with me, why I was different, and so much more. I have never felt part of the group. 3 months ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD, that's how people say that, isn't it? And I started interacting with the Tismic subs here on Reddit. Whether you're anti-Tom like me or pro-Tom like these confused weirdos, sarcasm, in the other post and like the comments below, thank you for being who you are, for sharing your perspectives with me. It is only here that I feel like I actually belong to a group, and I wouldn't feel that way if it weren't for you. To be frank, this week has been very difficult for me and I was already over it yesterday. Thank you for giving me a reprieve from work, adulting, and the NT neurotypical nonsense I've had to deal with all week long. I do like chatting here, but for tonight, it's just me and my canine buddy Smooch. You'll have fun razzing each other, and I'll be back to fuck around with you tomorrow after I recharge and rest. Happy Friday, you beautiful, strong, opinionated about tomato human beings. See you soon. This person sounds incredible. I love them. I love how this became so beautiful and deep and meaningful when it was just a rant about tomatoes. Someone just replied, I love you. You're eating shitty, undernourished, store-bought ones. The farming industry sucks the fields dry of nutrients and veggies end up flavorless. I wish tomatoes were flavorless. I wish they were. I grow my own or eat my neighbours and they're lovely. Dang, this is the second comment I've had saying homegrown toms are way different. Time to experiment. I would be incredibly apprehensive. Yeah, a raw tomato is something that I would be very afraid of putting in my mouth. There are a lot of things that I don't like, but I will try a little bit of here and there just to check I still don't like them. Tomatoes are one I haven't done that with for a long time, just because I think the smell is so bad to me, and just the look of them is just, I feel like it's very, very unlikely. Lewis makes like a pasta meal with olive oil and it has garlic and some cherry tomatoes in it, but they're cooked and that's fine. Even that, I'm a little bit like, oh, I am now currently eating a cherry tomato, but they're like chopped up into pieces. I don't think I could do the raw one. I don't know. I mean, if anyone grows their own, let me know if you agree with this, but tomatoes are the fruit of the devil. And they are icky and I hate them. Someone says, I fucking love tomatoes. When I was a small organism, I ate so many tomatoes that it was red when I went to the toilet. No, I was not bleeding. Oh my gosh. I remember my son ate like full punnets of blueberries and he would have like black poos sometimes because of it as a baby. And we were like, is he dying? Looking up black poo. And then we were like, blueberries. Also, I love the use of the phrase when I was a small organism. Kind of reminds me of my own way of speaking, really. Yeah, it is really nice reading posts from other autistic people. It's like you get the sense of humor sometimes. To be honest, I feel the same way as you. My parents used to try and persuade me otherwise with their homegrown tomatoes. Seconds out of the greenhouse didn't work. Brackets, there are a lot of bad tomatoes out there, especially if you're in a cooler climate. But if you don't like the good ones, don't beat yourself up about it. Thank you. Validating. Cannot eat store-bought or most restaurant tomatoes. Tasteless, grainy, grotesque. Straight from the plant. Warm with the sun. Out in the yard. Fucking heaven. Don't. They're trying to fool you. I've tried every tomato on earth, and they all make me spit them out in anger. Don't be deceived by their lies. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to believe. The thing of tomatoes popping in your mouth when you bite them with like cherry tomatoes and stuff was what was coming up in the Discord and what people were saying they didn't like about them a lot. I always love seeing fellow tomato haters in the wild. Thank you. Cooked tomato sauce, brackets, no seeds, is bomb though. I will eat a tomato like an apple. Oh no, why? That sounds like a strange and unusual punishment. It does. I was about to comment this exact thing. I like biting the skin off first and then slurping those sweet gelatinous innards out. But I'm sorry. I'm sure you did not want to vomit when you woke up this morning, but now you have. I do apologize. I'm moving on before I vom. Once I learn how to read social cues and also how to make eye contact and also how to focus on the things people are saying to me, it's over for you hoes. And someone put, I'd also overcome my auditory processing issues. Oh no. I saw one of these that was like even longer and it was like kind of connected. So once I fixed my mental health and sort out my sleeping routine and drink enough water, we just went on and on with all these things that sound impossible. It's over for you hoes. I was thinking, oh, well, I can kind of sometimes read social cues, and then I can also kind of make eye contact if I'm very conscious about it. And then I got to the focus on things that the people are saying at me, it says, not even to me, or saying at me. And I was like, yeah, I can't do these things at the same time. Not very well. As a neurotypical, I have no idea why people care about eye contact. I absolutely never look into eyes, and nobody has ever said anything about it. Do they actually not look into eyes? Because you might just not be conscious about it. I think that's the thing, like people who aren't autistic are not as conscious as we are about eye contact. Maybe they don't. Can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but eye contact is a cultural standard. In some cultures it's considered rude to make eye contact when speaking to your elders because it shows you see them as a conversational equal. Yeah, I wish everyone would just see it as rude. Let's all just look at the floor. I don't know. Do you agree? r/EvilAutism. Just make sure Jessica is not fucking welcome here. I have no idea what this is talking about. And so r/Anarchy Chess, another subreddit, said, should we make an alliance with EvilAutism there? I've never been over there. Are they cool? And then someone put, who the fuck is Jessica? Joke. Jessica is not fucking welcome here. Seriously. Someone said Jessica isn't welcome here. Jessica doesn't exist. But everyone says she isn't welcome here anymore. Jessica isn't real, but we pretend she is and she isn't welcome here. Basically, it's a sub that used to be chess memes. It's a shitposting sub. Almost everyone on there is autistic. Okay, so they're saying that everyone on Anarchy's Chess, but who's Jessica? Jessica is not fucking welcome here. But yes, we agree. As a small community, we would love to be associated with a much bigger one. Fuck you, Jessica. I know you're reading this. It makes me feel like I'm Jessica. I'm not Jessica. Jessica makes me mad with a sick face. I forgot how to play chess. Don't worry, nobody in Anarchy Chess knows either. What's chess? Someone said. I'm so lost. My husband really likes Anarchy Chess. I'll give you the full Jessica lore since I'm probably one of the main perpetrators of the joke. A user named Bongo started spamming literally every post with Jessica is not fucking welcome here. I had no idea what it was, but I re-spammed his post with being an ally to Jessica and how she was welcomed. This eventually ended on the community noticing and making a lot of memes pro and anti-Jessica, mostly anti, and everyone tried to get Bongo to tell the story if Jessica was real or just a meme, but never gave a direct answer. I even reached out in DMs and asked him if he was alright, but he just spammed me with Jessica is not fucking welcome here. Well, the internet can be a confusing place, but I love stupid things like that. If you're in on them, they're great. Alrighty, do any of you dislike or hate chess. Chess enrages me because it aggravates I know I could be good at this if I actually set my mind to it complex. I have that complex so much. It's because I think as an autistic person, you know you have this ability to turn your attention on something super intensely and become obsessed with it. And as a result of the amount of time you would spend on it, you would probably become really good at it. But you know you could only do that with so many things. So there are so many things that you potentially could be pretty good at, you know, not gonna say a genius, but pretty good at. And for me, it's like playing an instrument. Like I've dabbled in playing the guitar, I can do some chords, but no, they're mostly just there because they're pretty now. Languages is another one I mentioned before. I could be so good, so fluent. You know how fluent I could be if my special interest was in languages. And yet with chess, I've tried to play chess with my husband a few times. He was very into chess. He won like a trophy for chess when he was at school, you know. When he was at university, they used to get out an ironing board in the hallway and they'd all sit and play chess. A lot of them were super good at it. I don't know, I think working memory wise, I find it hard to hold in my head like all the different options. I think it would be very unlikely. I feel like I'm doing the tier ranking special interest video now. How would I rate chess? I don't know. Maybe I get it. It would be unlikely to be the sort of thing that I would get super interested in, but you know what? If I did hyper focus on it, great things could happen, for sure. Reading in this comment made me realize a lot about myself. This is my burden law. Every year or so, I have a mini chess phase where I try to actually do the lessons and then I get bored within the week and completely forget. Also, I have no one to play with. Yeah, this is the thing. I think I probably wouldn't be able to become that good at chess because things have to interest me. Languages are much more interesting to me than chess. It's just like, I don't know, I just don't really care that much. I love it because it activates I simply can't help but put my mind to it complex. Chess is boring to me. I don't like moving the pieces, thinking and losing. Something about this is hilarious. Opposite for me, I love moving game pieces. Playing Monopoly with me would drive you insane. I like to move my piece onto each individual spot on the way to its actual new spot. I kind of do this. Yeah, I feel like I'm cheating. If I just, you know, when people pick it up and then they just count the number and they go, pop, put it down over there, it's like it's apparated on the other side of the board. I'm like, no, you have to at least slide it along or you have to walk it along each spot. Otherwise it didn't actually get there, did it? It's not right. It's very interesting to hear someone else actually say that. Monopoly for me is all about psychological warfare. I have to try this. Monopoly is just silly. Whoever lands on the best things and buys them is gonna win the bloody game. It's just like there's not really any skill involved in it at all. I like it, but I'm beyond shit. I've never played a full game of chess. I had the chess app and I was playing against my dad who hasn't played chess for a long time but did used to be kind of into it, I think, when he was younger. I don't know, we didn't get to the end of it because I think I gave up, but it wasn't going well. It wasn't looking very good for me. Someone said more like transphobia the game. Why is chess transphobia the game? You can literally turn one of your little guys into a girl boss at the end of the board. What are you talking about? I think they're talking about the recent controversy with chess.com and trans people in chess tournaments. Oh, I don't know about this. What controversy? Someone says. Someone gave a link. They can be really weird with like gender and chess, and they separate like women's categories even though like it's not a physical sport. That always makes me feel really weird. Transgender women banned from women's chess events? Seriously? That is insane. Oh my god, says it's temporarily banning. When was this? August this year, temporarily banning transgender women from competing in its women's events. Says individual cases would require further analysis and that a decision could take up to 2 years. There is so much that's so concerning about this. Why does it need to be categorized like that anyway? I suppose in general, maybe if you feel like female chess players are underrepresented and we need to get more females into playing chess, I suppose maybe, yeah, it could be encouraging to have like a female category and whatever, try and get more people interested in it. But I don't see any reason why female chess players shouldn't be in the male category, and it feels a little bit dodgy that you would want to separate them like that. Like, what are you saying? And then to say like, if we want more female representation, but then you're saying no, trans women don't count in that. What are you trying to say about people's brains? Are we trying to say that people who are assigned male at birth are gonna inherently be better at chess? Is that what we're saying? A trans woman might have an unfair advantage because they're a man? That is ridiculous to me. And many sport governing bodies have been working on policy towards transgender athletes, but chess does not involve comparable levels of physical activity. You don't say. You don't say. What is this? I wonder if Lewis knows about this. I'll have to ask him. Told the BBC it wanted to analyse the impact of these policies and did not want to rush this process. The transgender legislation is rapidly developing in many countries and many sport bodies are adopting their own policy. Oh my gosh, to be monitoring these developments, see how we can apply them to the world of chess. 2 years is a scope of sight that seemed reasonable for thorough analysis of such developments. Is this more like it feels like it's a political decision and we need to make sure that we don't offend people with the stance that we take? Is that more what we're saying here? I don't know. Added that transgender players could still compete in the open section of its tournaments. So then the trans woman, who is a professional chess player, said the policy would lead to unnecessary harm for trans players and women. Yep. Definitely, for sure. And then the women's grandmaster and 2-time US women's champion cited the decision saying it was ridiculous and dangerous. It's obvious they didn't consult with any transgender players in constructing it. There is no physical advantage in chess unless you believe men are inherently more able to play than women. I spent my chess career being told women's brains were smaller than men's and we shouldn't even be playing. This ban is ridiculous and offensive to women, he added. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Said it better than me. Thank you. That is crazy. That's ridiculous. Well, there we are. There's our daily dose of the world is stupid. And I think it just shows that there is a lot of bigotry behind policies. What the fuck is the point of bars? Do any of you enjoy going? I don't get it. Every time I go, it seems like everyone has experienced manufactured happiness. I can get to know people during normal life activities, but I feel so out of place in bars. Do people really go with the intonation of meeting others? I don't know. I'm just so lost. Does anyone else hate it? You can't really communicate with anybody because it's too loud. I said this about pubs in a recent video. I think it was one that I did on my Patreon actually. But I was just talking about how pubs, like, the people really like going to the pub. People are sometimes there like every night or every weekend, both days at the pub for hours and hours on end. Can you hear what anyone is saying? What are you gonna do? Sit and drink just a little bit of alcohol, just enough to, you know, spend a load of money and also feel really tired, but not enough to actually be drunk? Like, at least if you're going to a club, you're dancing, like, you're moving your body, that's stimmy. I can get behind that. Like, what is the point of a pub? Maybe a pub quiz. I don't know. I can maybe slightly get behind a pub quiz, but you know, you could just do a quiz at home. There are so few spaces where it's socially acceptable to just hang out for a while. The coffee shops in the area typically aren't open very late either. Yeah, it's true. And there's like not many places you can go and do stuff with other people for free either. Oh no, I fucking hate bars. Crowded, too loud, too expensive, annoying fucking drunk people. People touch me when I don't want it. The list goes on, really. I wish we had more third space other than bars. But what are you doing that is hanging out? Either working by a laptop or phone or something specific, like playing trivia. I like to chat with people at bars. It's nice because I'm extroverted, but I don't particularly want to make more long-term friends, so I can fill up the socializing tank without having to arrange a hangout. I like speaking to new people. I suppose I like speaking to people who I'm never going to see again. I feel kind of more free sometimes when I do that, so I can kind of relate. You do work at a bar. Never thought of that, but maybe I'll give it a try next time I'm tracked down to one. Yeah, bring a novel with you and sit and read. I really want to go to a board game cafe at some point. I've never actually been to one, but then I'm like, oh, but I can play my board games at home, and that's rather nice because then I get to be at home, so I'm like, don't know if I ever would. Haunted autism creature, photorealistic autism creature. No, it's like the autism creature, but it's in real life. It's like a rabbit with no nose but bigger eyes and no ears. Oh my gosh. Comes with fur that shouldn't be rubbed backwards. Haunted gaze. Fear of fear itself. Backwards kneecaps. Now with bonus train compartment. Where's the compartment? I don't know if I want to know. Oh my gosh. My post somehow made it to the top of all time. I didn't think I'd posted anything that would be that popular. Also, I like creepy autism creatures. All autism creatures are cute. Even those made to be creepy. They all deserve love and respect. So true. I want one, please. Maybe we need to make a plushie of that one day or something. Is there a plushie autism creature? Someone's probably made one, right? Just as planned with the devil face. Autism, myth. An autistic person can absolutely lie to you. Truth. There is no need to question anything they tell you. So it's like the opposite of what people usually think, because people usually think autistic people can't lie, and then autistic people are like, oh no, actually some of us can lie. This is saying like the other way. No, it is a myth that autistic people can lie to you. And the truth is autistic people are wholly incapable of lying. There is no need to question anything they tell you, and it's got all the like puzzle piece and the Autism Speak stuff on it. So yes, you must believe everything we say because we cannot possibly lie to you. We can't. I think it might need more puzzle pieces is the top comment. Indeed, if you want to convince autism moms, you need to speak their language. I was wasting time when I was looking at like little cute novelty earrings because I quite like wearing them in my videos, and I used to have a whole load, and then I was like, oh no, I need to be more grown up, and now I'm like, oh no, I know I'm autistic now, I can just have fun with the novelty earrings. I searched to see if there was any like autism related earrings, and it was just all puzzle pieces and all looked like that post basically and were all disgusting, and I was like, great. I thought I'd get some of that, but I didn't think I would exclusively get that, and I was like, not great. Maybe we need to make some autism earrings as merch or something, I don't know. What's your biggest weakness? Well, I'm totally incapable of lying. Wink, 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 wink. Great, you're hired. In my experience, autistic people tend to prefer to misrepresent true statements rather than outright lie. Yes, you want the truth, I'll tell you the truth, but I'm going to act like a genie about it and play some semantics, so you need to solve a logic puzzle to find out what I'm saying. Neurotypicals constantly lie and apply emotion to words that have none, but the instant you play with literal meanings, their brains just turn to pudding. We are all native speakers of legalese. I really love this subreddit. I think it's great. If you missed the last one that I did, then I'll leave it linked on screen. Oh, that was the one with the puzzle piece police car. So speaking of terrible puzzle piece designs, if you've not seen that, you don't really want to see it, but you need to see it. You need to see it. There was some other really hilarious things in there as well. These are great. These are so fun. So I hope you enjoyed these as well. I did a poll of like, which of my series do you prefer? And this one didn't score particularly high, but I have only done one of them. So it isn't even technically a series yet until I post this one. Hey, look, now it's a series. It's a thing. We do it. I'm announcing it here. I just want to say thank you so much to all of my patrons. I'm loving being on there. It's so much fun. I have 3 exclusive videos up on there already, and you get a bunch of other perks if you join. I'll leave a link to it down below, and I'll also link the announcement video talking through it. My most recent exclusive video on there was about sex and autism, reacting to a sex educator talking about sex and autism. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.